12 minutes late. Did my sub count hit 1580? Yeah, 1580. I gotta show Dory. Dory's gonna be on this episode. 1581. Oh yeah, Dory's gonna come. She's gonna see it went up. And I'm back. I got my beer. 13 minutes late to the episode. I made my bed. I already know that. And I'm sitting on a brand new pack already. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh yeah. Yeah. Big bite hot dog. My eggs. I'm gonna jacket off. Yeah, guys, jacket off. If you're watching, ask, did I take my jacket off? Yeah, I did. Jacket off live, you know what I'm saying? Man, take off his jacket. You know, I need my filter. You know that's right. You know what's missing. See who shows up. Famous first words. Just a notification. The Chaotic Bliss 8110 just left a comment on one of my videos. Comments. Left boot off first tonight. Okay. Let's get to make glizzy. The glizzy. Better than nothing. I sat around and ate nothing all day. Now I'm eating my glizzy, my eggs. Well, that's not true. What did I eat today? My can of Vienna sausages, two Venoms. No, last night I made a big ass dinner, so I woke up well fed. All right. Hey yo, glizzy. Got $1, 2 quarters, and 2 dimes on me. I already took a bite out of it. Whoa, what happened? This glizzy has tomatoes. Tuck it in. It's gonna fall off the... I forgot to insert my pickle. Okay, get it in there. Just one cold glizzy. What's that long comment? What's that long comment about? Did I press the button? It's kind of early in the show to press the button, guys. I need the computer to read everything. So I'm about to press the button. You'll be panicking, rushing comments in during the audio. button, my show will never hit syndication. I hurry through my eggs while they're still chilled from the refrigerator. Hold my salt and pepper up, you know. Pull the lids off. Now we need a paper towel. Hopefully sterile. You take your wet eggs. See, it's all shiny. I'm gonna remove this moisture from my eggs. We have 2 eggs. Hello from Texas. The Cowboys and Rams play today. Now I have to top my beer off so I can wash down my mouthfuls of egg. Sit about rambling. Right after. Mustafa. Were my picks accurate today? No. Atlanta obviously would have beat Detroit. I picked Atlanta to beat Detroit, but the game was postponed, right? Did Cleveland upset Carolina? Or just the Carolina doesn't really care? There's nobody cares. Well, the Browns only have 1 home preseason game. Cleveland Browns schedule.
Here's the upcoming schedule for the Browns between next Saturday and January 4th, 2026.
Oh, the Rams are the only team that play in Cleveland this preseason? The Browns have 2 road games to start the season. It was my favorite college football team. The USC Trojans. Not Fresno. So it was even I got so pissed at the Trojans for playing Fresno every year, I couldn't respect my own team. I was like, eventually, college football is so fucked up that most of the teams don't play each other. I'm from Southern California. I don't say that enough on my show. So I like this USC, University of Southern California. Not a lot of choices in Southern California. My grandpa was a teacher at Southern California. So a lot of alumni. My brother spent time on USC campus with my grandpa in the 80s, but I never got to do that dumb downtown LA. I was doing more watching Home Shopping Network at home. My grandpa was kind of a dumbass. He was, my brother was his favorite, so I didn't. My grandpa was like a Mickey Mouse sanitation writer. He went to Star Trek. He saw the world premiere for Star Trek back in the 60s, and he said he gave it a bad review. He said the show's stupid. It's just a cowboy saloon brawl. I mean, at the end of the episode, it just turned into it was like Batman. Like watching with the camera was sideways. The only thing that, maybe the camera wasn't sideways, but it was still the same universal backlot lot. So Grandpa didn't like anything, and he wrote about it. And he didn't like pro football. He liked college. I mean, fucking 60-year-old man watching college football. Grow up. Not even then. So I have a whole family of people who don't watch pro football, and that's the way it is with a lot of people. Pro football is the single man's sport. It's best if you're not married, because your wife will leave you, but football will never leave you. My last Super Bowl with my wife was the Patriots won, and then as soon as I was divorced, the Steelers. Goddamn, I thought. Malaysia. I had one sip of beer and I'm crying about Tom Brady and my wife. All right, cheers. I was getting laid on a regular back when Brady was winning his first Super Bowl. Me and Brady, we're about the same age. I'm like 400 days older than Brady. He's a 77 baby, I'm a 76 baby. Where's Dory? Dory wants to... So my balls pop for a minute. Watching a lot of Seer. S-E-E-R. Good content. And we tried the button again for laughs. Where is it? the battle. Vape, hit the vape.
Ambrose O'Hagan, Texas waving hand, grinning face with cowboy hat. Ambrose, oh, you're making me want some deviled eggs now, LOL. Muhammad Azim Hilo. Downhill, what's your favorite college football team? Muhammed Azim Kabu, Naiden Evler, Kırmızı Kupa İskambil Kartı, Uğur Böceği, suratını ekşitmiş yüz, şaşırmış yüz, düşünen yüz, tek cam gözlüklü yüz, tırtıl, endişeli yüz, Kabu, gözlerinin içi gülen sırıtan, yüz, mutlu yüz, Kırmızı Kupa İskambil Kartı, suratını ekşitmiş yüz, tırtıl, tek cam gözlüklü ciddi yüz, burnundan buhar çıkan yüz, tek bir parmakla ağız üzerinde sus işareti yapan yüz, tek kaşı kalkık, düz ağızlı yüz, gözleri kocaman ve çıklı yanakları kızarmış yüz, dua eden eller, gülmekten yerlere yatan yüz, düşünen yüz, tek cam gözlüklü ciddi yüz.
American Tobacco, guys. From North Carolina.
Muhammad Azim Riyewi. Muhammed Azim gülmekten yerlere yatan yüz, gülmekten yerlere yatan yüz, nötr yüz, nötr yüz. Muhammad Azim Mayu Mayu.
Microphone check. Yeah, we're good. We're on. Static, he's back. So if we're doing like we're testing hardware, we are failing the hardware test. I could just put this up as a stream and call it a test, and you could just put L's in the chat because I'm losing at the hardware level. Losing at the hardware level. I tell my beer off go. Denver Broncos, 49ers, 5:30. Long day of football from starting at 10 a.m. on the West Coast. That's pretty early. And who's playing at 10 a.m. and why are they playing at 10 a.m.? In Buffalo, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 a.m. Pacific. That's still not. That's still that's normal game kickoff time. So many 4 p.m. games. Yeah. A lot of late games. It'll be a late night of football. I don't know which game will end first. I just say 8 o'clock you're done. 10 a.m. you start. It's 10 hours. It'll be 10 hours. I went over this last time. There's usually only 7. Yeah, it's 10 hours to watch 3 games. 10 hours to watch 3 games. Except they're like all starting at late. They're all late games. There's there's one game at 10 a.m., one game at 1 a.m., 1 p.m. 3 hours. I wish I wasn't mumbling to myself. I could work off somebody else's problems. Top Hat Gaming with the Street Fighter Alpha 3 video today. Street Fighter Alpha 3 is my favorite Street Fighter. Russia is desperately bluffing. I didn't bring Dory up. There's Dory. Hey Dory. The subs went up. Dory, the subs went up. Dory's reading chat. Hello in there. That's what Dory can read that. This is it. Hi Dory. Bye. Dory's gonna say bye because that's what you said. She read backwards. She should read. She should be up to date and read chat as it comes in. Dory's lagging. Normal ain't ever coming back, but Jesus is. If Jesus comes back, then even his enemies will come back. Yeah. I'll see you on the Mount of Olives. I ate 1 olive today. I ate 1 olive. I didn't even think about Jesus. Baptism by olive fell. Read your scriptures or get a new translator. I'm not here to transfer the scriptures of Jesus' return on the Mount of Olives and the resurrection of everybody, even those who from before the time of the pagans. They should have known better. Or maybe we have a double standard where some people aren't held accountable just because the year they were born in is a ridiculous. God. Oh no, man, you weren't even there, but now you responsible. Some guy told me who I'm gonna talk to when I'm dead. I'm like, man, shit. I'm looking for grandma when I die. I'm looking for my mom when I die. I'm not gonna tell you who you're gonna be looking at, okay? Because I'm not a. You know, I'm your friend. That's right. you might be so fucked up that you don't know who to look for when you die. You might not even recognize Jesus if you never seen him before. If you're gonna marry the first Jesus you meet, that's come on, don't make me get controversial. I like Confucius. I will meet Confucius in the afterlife. And if I don't meet Confucius, I'll meet Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. Because who do I believe in the Jedi. That's a legal religion. You respect the Jedi. What do you tell the Jedi about Jesus in case they forgot? Okay, your entry level sermon. Tomorrow. You can't save it for tomorrow. You know, today's Saturday, bro. Jesus ain't coming back probably on a Saturday. You'll probably wait a day. This guy just can't wait. Poland was supposed to be rich and shit, man. Poland didn't have nothing. The first thing you do in war is conquer your neighborhood Catholics and start spending their money. Like Poland. You know, Ireland, they weren't even in World War II, man. They were Catholic, bro. Catholics don't do that. Catholics don't do that, man. You can't beat California because we're Catholics, bro. We have the Francisco Knights, bro. You can't beat San Francisco in war because the Knights don't battle. We pay the Spartans. You'll be attritioned by the Spartans, or they're here to do Spartan things. You cannot defeat California. You can only hope you get that kind of money. You know the reason why all you broke ass United States motherfuckers. Dude, you got the wrong goddamn church, bro. You could take your Jesus and go have him with me at Catholic Church. I don't give a shit. Come in, you know, whatever. You know, Jesus people, they don't want a temple. They want to go be with the trees. Now we don't got that up here. Think that it keeps you out. Every time you chop down a tree, it cleans up the neighborhood, you know, religiously. You know, like I can't have no trees around my house, man. You start thinking that God has blessed this place or some shit. You go wander off into the forest with your broke ass significant other who you trust more than the city. We break down to the World War II, 1919, when Russia was taking Azerbaijan, that we're right back there again, because the Armenians were attacking Azerbaijan. That Russia had a lot of help from a lot of Christians. And only Christians be running to help Russia, bro. Like you think you can see what Russia's up? Probably true. See, technically, I'm a Christian, so I've been sent on the Christian mission myself. It's like a mission from God. God told me to go to Afghanistan and tell you about what it's like to be on a crusade. Okay. When you get the little asterisk next to your job that says this was a crusade, you can talk to me about your Jesus. Because otherwise, you're gonna listen to me. This show is me talking. I'm not at a Christian Alcoholics Anonymous meeting downtown in San Francisco at the St. Francis of the Seraph Church, where I used to give my speeches. I've been there physically. I've done it. Okay. Your 3-word sentences. Y'all Christians are just the least paid capitalists, dog. Just admit it. Dude, everybody in capitalism besides the Christians, they get paid good. Because anybody can be a Christian. It's not like you just tell me Jesus loves me. I accept Jesus' love, but I'm here living on earth. I need the love of other humans too. My service to your nation is pure virtue signaling. And I guess Zelensky just was speaking last hour. They are now posting Zelensky refuses to cede territory. It's just dirt, bro. It's just dirt. I'm putting my chips on Russia. I'd put my chips on Serbia, but Serbia shouldn't move. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to Kosovo versus Serbia, I support Kosovo, but they are the underdogs. They're underdogs. Ukraine and Russia is almost matched. Just the size of the Ukraine is so big, is comparable to Russia looking at itself and saying, shit, Serbia could take Kosovo in 2 days. Kosovo is so fucking small, bro. And then you look at Azerbaijan. They are extremely small, but they just don't abandon ship. You can't force them off the land. They can't get through Turkey to the Slavic lands fast enough because they can only go into Slavic lands. That's towards Europe, okay? Towards Europe. They're not driving over to Tajikistan. Well, the World War I, the Caucasus fronts was near disastrous for Azerbaijan. That's how Russia got oil. They got 20 years later. Barbarossa was pushing Azerbaijan. They shouldn't have. They could have just taken Moscow half the distance. But at the time, people didn't know Berlin would even be the final. That just happens to be the place Hitler died. Otherwise, that kind of unremarkable city Berlin is just a place near Prussia, and Prussia was wiped off the map, but Prussia was just as guilty as Romania attacking its own people. Just because, y'all, and now I tell you what, these Serbians, they might fantasize about having some Slovakia on their border, on their map, in their kingdom, but they ain't gonna have no Slovenia. I'm wrong. It's Slovenia is near Italy. Slovakia is near Czechoslovakia. So I don't know what no damn Slovakia is. If any of these countries need to change their damn name, we're gonna have to stop it with the Slovakia nonsense. Cause what is Slovakia? It's just part of Hungary. We can call it a bunch of different things. But, you know, I like to call Montenegro Zeta. It just makes people know what you're talking about. Zeta, the place you never heard about. Good hit. We're going for the double. We're dropping the red card for a blue card. I'll be chugging my beer, checking the radio scores in 12 minutes. I need the baseball scores now. MLB scores.
Here are the results from the MLB for yesterday.
So, in Pittsburgh, the Steelers are out of town, but the Reds are in town. In Baltimore just beat the Colts and they get a win versus the Athletics. The Yankees lost at home to the Astros, but the Houston Texans are playing in Minnesota tomorrow. Detroit actually finished their game with a lead today at home versus Atlanta. That was probably popping off right after. No, that would be 4:10 start. They started that game right after everybody already got the news. It was a tragic day in Detroit, and they had two victories to show for it. Atlanta at home today. They played baseball and football, and both of the teams lost. Aforementionedly, Detroit, the game was ended early, but the Marlins took the Braves 9 innings. The Braves are one game old. Never mind standings right now. Cleveland on the road in Chicago, short trip. The Guardians beat the Red Sox, the White Sox. Red Sox are in Boston. Brewers are at home versus the Mets. Don't care. 71 win Brewers. It's a lot. Where's the San Francisco score? The final one of the day. At home today. The Giants had a victory at home today. Denver's here comes Denver. Can we get back to back? Can't win them all. Sometimes you could have wished you lost this one. But the Giants are 2 game over 500. That's more important than a worthless preseason game. Denver, and the Dodgers today at home beat the Toronto Blue Jays. Tampa Bay lost in Seattle. I did mention that's the baseball score. These are all baseball scores. Some people just like the static. I should just King Kong Bundy killed a midget at WrestleMania 3. That's why he fell off. That midget died. Okay. When King Kong Bundy body slammed that midget died. I should just, every single episode, I should just remember that. That should be the title of my episode. King Kong Bundy always kills his midget at WrestleMania. That's why WrestleMania 3 is truly good. Tanks suck. But they're unpredictable. Cheers. Cheers. I didn't hit a free meal this week. I even put the menu up on the wall. I think this codfish 2 days in a row next week. God, how codfish 2 days in a row? I'm scared of the nutritional levels of the more needy around me. I don't even go to those meals, man. I eat a hot dog, some eggs, and some goddamn venom. That's about all I need. Some guy was lifting 804 pounds today, some new world record. Congratulations. I see strong people in my feed. 804 pound squat or some shit. Just don't ask Brock Lesnar about that dildo. And don't ask Brock Lesnar about that woman. But people should be throwing dildos at WWE matches. So today, WrestleMania says Jade Cargill will never do this or that. And then I get then we're watching information about the Cargill Pakistan-India war. Cargill is the name of a war. Could WWE be less tasteful about the strange words they use? Is this also Zionist death cult where we make money upon how many people have died to sell a ticket? We're selling tickets here. the Owen Hart Memorial, the Von Erich Memorial, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, the Brian Pillman 9mm Memorial. Everybody thought he was dead. No. Hillbilly Jim will be at the memorial shaking hands with the good old boys, Godwins and Headbangers. Remember, you have to be allowed to travel outside the state. A lot of these these athletes have criminal records. They can't even go to some cities. They're like, man, I'm wanted in that city. I'm playing down in that city. They say a lot of Denver Broncos don't play road games. They say a lot of Denver Broncos stay at home because they're not allowed to leave the state. You know what I'm saying? So the 49ers have a lot of injured people. And I don't think we're really ready to play. Like, Nepo babies lock up every roster slot. Nobody cares who Joey Bosa's backup is. Dre Greenlaw's hurt. Or not 100, or just not suited. Is Brock Purdy playing? I want to see Mac Jones. I even need the expatriate Mac Jones, played for Bill Belichick. He's probably playing tomorrow. And I got this one long hair on my shoulder. And I just can't pinch it. Well, that hair is gone. I had to burn the hair off my ear right here. I just couldn't pull it. I was like, damn, the hair's got to go. I hate hair. Then you start noticing Trump can never grow hair. And Al Bundy couldn't grow hair. And a lot of the best guys in Hollywood just can't grow hair. So I've been exposed with my hairy ass face already, guys. You already know. Because the color of my hair, even if I grew it out, maybe it was red. It was red when I was young. But I always had gray hair in my beard even when I was young. I never grew it out, and I'm glad I never did. I never had to see myself looking like an unemployed millennial or Gen X, whatever. People who don't shave that are 24 years old. Everybody wants to look at some real hairy balls. And it takes a lifetime to grow a full bush. And I started shaving my bush before I was shaving my face. That's the Joker is an easy role to play for anybody. I like the original guy. But that you realize that the Riddler was always better than the Joker, because the Joker needed help. He always had more sidekicks. The Riddler comes, you know, the Riddler's a one man. Anybody, the Joker could do a lot of things. He was a jack of all trades. The Riddler was better. It's a lot harder to play the Riddler. Anybody can play the Joker. Two-Face is supposed to be Williams, right? And Calrissian. Underrepresented or overrepresented by the Harvey version. So modern Two-Face was kind of ruined. Yeah, Two-Face fell off faster than Wesley Snipes canceling the next Blade movie. The Vulture, because they called me the Vulture, and I like the Vulture, and I never get to see him. There's just massive hype. He's the Spider-Man bad guy. He's like old. He's like 80. Most superheroes are young, so Judge Dredd is like my age. Judge Dredd never died. Judge Dredd has never died, right? So Two-Face, he's been eliminated. You can consider him a dead character. Spider-Man hasn't ever really died. Everybody in Marvel dies in different universes, usually off screen. You see, Marvel was pretty stupid when the land of the dinosaurs under Antarctica. Isn't that what Marvel's about? People forget we're supposed to be in Antarctica to get the end of the story of planet Earth, and everybody just wants to be like, hey, now it's about NASA. We just have space. We might go outside our own planet. We might be up in the sky. It's just Marvel's up in the sky. Everything can fly. Nothing else matters. There's no land that time forgot underneath Antarctica. The Nazis couldn't build enough U-boats because they didn't have the food for the crew. All the current Germans alive now just say that if we spent in the 1930s, if they spent 10 years making more U-boats, they could have sunk more than 20% of the ships, and they could have actually stopped the supplies. They could have won the Battle of Britain. They failed the Battle of Britain in the ocean. They could have just kept bombing, the air campaign when the Battle of Britain just couldn't stop a boat from unloading. So it didn't matter how many targets you can hit in a city. If you're not hitting the goddamn edge of the water, there's a lot harder target. Like when you look at how bad the Japan did at Pearl Harbor, they didn't know what they were dropping bombs at. I mean, they're lucky any of them torpedoes even hit. Like the one that struck Arizona, that's just a lucky shot. They're lucky there was 4 ships in a row, end to end. But otherwise, Japan could have had the third wave hit Pearl Harbor, but they can't. Half it. If they launched 300 ships on Pearl Harbor, only 200 of them dropped their ordnance, and they had one third of the ships at Pearl Harbor didn't get close to the island. They all turned back. So the Keto Butai, they launched. If I was in charge of the Keto Butai, I would have just gotten a lot closer before I put my. But they went into the air too early. The surprise was completely on their side. They could have spent more time over the target, but they had to actually fly back to their damn fucking carriers. That's the most amazing mistake in Pearl Harbor, is how the carriers just didn't roll up and occupy. They could have just. They didn't have a battleship. They needed to send in some battleship, but they didn't have it. Foolish Japan. Then Hitler declares war the day everybody says, well, immediately after Pearl Harbor, without any reason, Adolf demands his new opponent. Thinking crazy shit. Crazy shit. I know what it's like to hide out after a deployment, though. So if you were a surviving Axis belligerent, I mean, I myself tried to lay low when I got out of the Army. I came back, I didn't, the time to lay low is past. Now, I can fondly, the last day I was in the Army was December 5th, 2003. That's December 5th is my anniversary for getting out of the Army. Special day to me. Not everybody thinks that December 5th is a big one, but every year on December 5th I celebrate not being in the Army anymore. But I should have got out on March 25th is my original depart. But hey, that's my birthday. I still get to celebrate my birthday because the day I joined the Army was the same as my birthday. Not many people do that. So I joined. I was 24. I signed up for the Army. The day I joined the Army, I turned 25. While I was in the Army, I had 3 birthdays. I turned 26. I turned 27. And then right after, that's not right. No, I was about to turn 28, and they were like, "Oh, you done? You done? Okay, I'm done. Thanks for the mission. Top secret clearance. All that." I don't have a Joker laugh. I don't do the Joker laugh. I'm more laugh like Bugs Bunny. But you asked me like a year ago, Commando. I remember I heard that one before. And I see Obama. I'm a AP archive. What's it? ...2008 Obama speeches on tap. I already went 59 minutes and I missed the scores on the radio. We're hitting 1 hour exactly right now. It just hit 1 hour. Sweating up battery. It's like 37%. Beer's at 50%. Okay, good. My next pack is at 100%. Yesterday's pack is 6 cigarettes. That's 40%. A single cigarette is 5%. I stay charged up on cigarettes. I need 100% every day. but they can get 100% in 20 hours and still have 4 to spare. I want to sell cigarettes in a pack like this. How many cigarettes is in this pack? It's 20 in circumference right around the edge. I can pack in another one. And within the first is one. Only 20 cigarettes would fit in there. So if a cigarette had 20 in a pack, you would buy it like this. So I want to change up. I want to put 40 cigarettes in a pack. That's my goal in life. I want to change up. Yeah. And my product will revolutionize the store shelf. I'm in the TB gang. Everybody. This is a TB gang, okay? I get credits for being. Tom Brady took the Patriots exactly where they wanted to go while they were ready to go. If Tom Brady was there 10 years earlier, I don't know if he would have lasted. He's the right man at the right time to represent America in the pre-deployment. See, he won his first championship right before I went. No way, the Buccaneers won. The Rams, then the Bucks. Rams, Ravens, Bucks. I get my order, the exact order. He beat the Rams 2 years after the Rams lost. Because the Buccaneers. Football is it's not glamorous. Most of the shit you don't see in the practice. So you are only seeing the game. You've never played it. It's expensive. I hit people pretty hard. In practice, okay? I leveled people in practice. I mean, it's just like wrestling. You can take a liberty. You trust someone with your body to give you a safe tackle. And today, the guy in Detroit should have just reached with his arm. Sometimes you put too much into a tackle. Like today, the guy hurt himself in a preseason game you have to remember, running, pardon me, burping. Atlanta running back looking strong. Atlanta running game. I can't wait to see that guy touch the ball next time. Sebastian hype on the Survivor. Remember who came out of the play looking good? Atlanta came out of that play looking good. That was a touchdown saving tackle, and it would have been a tie game. And the Lions would have lost that game. So this guy putting his neck on the line, and currently the coach said he can feel his legs move them, and he's moving all his extremities. Although he had a seizure. It doesn't make. Do the Bengals play Detroit? Detroit Lions schedule.
Here's the upcoming schedule for the Lions
Yeah,
between
okay.
next
So
Saturday and
Joe
January
Joe
4th,
Burrow's about to
2026.
rip that Giants ass for 9 touchdowns. Right now. Joe Burrow just was look. They lost they lost the skill. Who else is gonna get destroyed? The Rams. Matthew Stafford suddenly wants to play versus Detroit this year. The best thing that can, I mean, I'm not a Detroit fan. I don't have Detroit winning the Super Bowl. So it just makes it easier for their fans to swallow the pill. Took a long time to say that. I think so much about all 32 teams in the NFL. Every single one of their cities is in my prayers. So God will not smite you. My God, the United States, without our National League cities, the American League cities would be nothing. Nashville is a prison colony. As far as the South goes, we're about to shut down D.C. No, it's not Party City. It's D.C., not Party City. Go to Nashville. We're weaponizing the Commanders. Commanders are in Cincinnati right now they could be joint practices. They're just having dinner. It's 5 a.m. Everybody's having good sex in Cincinnati. It's 2 a.m. People are rushing into a hotel in San Francisco. Football rougher back then, yeah. No. Nowadays, people even take more liberties with your body. Everybody, the game gets faster. Caught in HD, 720p, 30 frames per second. That's kind of it. This footage. The preseason is when you find out they're still using last year's settings on the same camera. They got the same camera setup. They never. WWE 2008 got all new cameras. Because they were. Even Stone Cold, all that rock shit, that's all like 380i. That's like 480p. It's not even high definition. They didn't use film. Real low def, and old Nitro looks better. That's right. WCW is a good channel on YouTube. And now my audience has bailed on me at the 69-minute mark. I'm checking my stats for this episode. I go from 1579 views. I'm 1581 confirmed. It's the same number here as I see on content wise. I like changing my thumbnails. Analytics, real time, from 287 to 414. Pretty ugly, and starting 12 minutes late, hit 194 views, which is good for 87 minutes. I get to wrap up my show. But I'll do it with one burning. I watched the end of my show. I'm never sitting here with a lit cigarette when I watch my show end. And I don't usually light one right when the show ends. I don't want to go about doom scrolling without delay or brick. So this is the end of the episode. Watch Sear. It's good, funny. And I'm waiting for Brock. I'm waiting for the 49ers to roll out versus Denver today. I'll probably be live during that, I hope. I have a lot of beer left too.